The murder of Victorian schoolboy Luke Batty by his father was just one of a string of cases in recent years where children have been killed by violent parents. Nearly all of those murders followed bitter custody disputes, and many people assume that the family court played some part in the tragedies. But in a rare interview, the court's Chief Justice has spoken out to defend the system. Diana Bryant told me how difficult it is to strike a balance between risk and a child's right to know both parents. Luke Batty's father had a long history of violence against his ex-partner, but he still had access to his son. The parents reached that agreement themselves.
The family court can only make orders or make protective orders when there's a matter before the court, and that matter wasn't. But from what I've read, and really I'm only speaking from what I've seen the mother in that case saying, she's obviously been incredibly brave about it. But I think she herself acknowledged that she didn't think that he would hurt the child.
Chief Justice Diana Bryant says when the court is involved in high conflict cases, the child's safety is the main concern.
The court's got to look at the rights of the child to have a meaningful relationship with both parents. But that has to be weighed up against the need to protect the child from risk.
Less than 5% of marriage breakdowns end up here in the family court, but those that do are generally considered the worst cases. A large proportion involve domestic violence, and critics say the court is far too ready to hand children over to violent parents.
The family court is probably one of the most dangerous aspects of the whole picture, because regardless of the violence that has been perpetrated on a woman and her children, there will be some level of contact allowed for.
The Chief Justice concedes it's not unusual, but there are reasons.
You will often find that although there has been a level of violence, parents themselves have made arrangements for contact between the parties. And if they are happy for some kind of contact to take place, and there's a reasonable relationship which is a benefit to the child, then the court will probably make orders.
But every case is different. The father of Darcy Freeman, who threw her off the Westgate Bridge in Melbourne, had no history of violence. So how do judges predict which cases will end in tragedy?
If I could do one thing, it would be to make everyone an absolute perfect predictor. But of course that's the problem for all of us in these cases. I mean, everyone does their best.
The Chief Justice says risk assessment is now a major part of the family law system.
This is not an excuse, but it's a reality that the most stressful relationships are intimate relationships, and I think researchers will all say too that the most dangerous relationships are intimate relationships.
Human behaviour, she says, is ultimately unpredictable.